Alright, part two to this small little series that I'm doing where I share Minecraft Java seeds that I have saved on my Windows sticky note app to keep for personal use, builds that I want to do, videos I want to make, but I figured I'd share them with you, especially since we're apparently going through another lockdown. Didn't think history would repeat itself this way, especially only 4 years apart, but here we are. So this is for anybody going through their Minecraft phase yet again. And all of the seeds and coordinates will be put in the description so you can copy and paste them into your own Minecraft world. Enjoy! Alright y'all, first up we have this one called Dark Forest Riverside. I didn't end up teleporting it to it like I normally do. The footage got all messed up and my computer glitched out, but this is essentially just a dark forest that has it's essentially in the name, unfortunately, but a huge riverside. There's glowing caves peeking out throughout the little mountain cracks like you can see here. This can be cool if you want to do like a big survival world or you want to do it with your friends and kind of like the SMP. Oh, I can't think of it right now, but there was an SMP that a bunch of big YouTubers did, and like they built bridges to one another. So like one friend can have like an island that's the dark riverside, and you build bridges across one another. But it's a really cool dark forest kind of fairy tale thing that you can do. And I don't know, I just thought it would be really cool to build. I don't necessarily have this saved for personal builds, at least nothing that I have an idea for yet. Keyword on the yet. This is a really big area though. My computer didn't like loading it at first, but I bring up kind of an aerial view and this is kind of what it looks like. Alright, this next one is a lagoon. And this one was actually really cool. I've seen this a few times on TikTok and Pinterest, so I decided to bring it into the video. This is a really cool seed because it can work with one of the old seeds that I had done in the previous part, the first part where there was like the split biome. This is split biome, but also not split bio at the same time, and you'll see what I mean in just a second once my computer decides to load. Today it seemed to not want to work with me, but this is literally like a lagoon and kind of like a mountain. And the cool thing is it changes, like it's a lukewarm ocean, I want to say is what that is, where the water turns like that bright color, the light blue compared to like that normal sapphire blue-ish color that the normal oceans are. And you can see like there's caves that are inside the mountain. I'll go there. Yeah, there it is. And there's some waterfalls, and this is just like you can build your house inside the lagoon, or you can go into the cave, or you can build it off the mountainside, or you can do both. You can have so many different buildings. You don't have to do like one entire building for a house. You can have different little areas in there for like an enchanting room, a chest room, your crafting room, all that sort of stuff. But it's a really cool biome, and dolphins and fish will spawn in there, I believe. Depends on your settings though, and how long you're active. But this area is kind of what I meant when I said a split biome. There is an icy birch mountaintop up there. So if you're doing this with friends, one of you can have the lukewarm ocean lagoon, which is like a little tropical area. Pretty cool for anybody who likes like that mermaid aesthetic. And then you have the birch snowy forest for anybody who likes any other aesthetic really. Anything that's like your duo. Alright, this is a lush cove. I actually found this a while ago. This was one of the original seeds that I had saved for an idea for my Bear Buildtopia series that I still haven't gotten to. Unfortunately, I'm starting school again and working full-time, which that's not unfortunately, but it does put a damper in my time. But this I had saved as kind of like a pirate ship. I originally called this seed Neverland, but it's not really Neverland, at least not the shape of the island, so I kind of took it off and just called it a lush cove. But you could totally do something like Peter Pan themed with it, do Captain Hook, but essentially there's just this giant lush cove in the mountain. And by a giant lush cove, I mean a giant lush cove. Like, this thing goes on forever, and I would totally get lost filming inside of here if I didn't like continuously go back and forth between the outside and the inside, and I would have to teleport again, and that's kind of like the clip ruined almost. But there's so many of these little like floating, what are they called? They're not like floating islands, but they're floating something. Obviously defying gravity in the typical Minecraft way, but it was such a cool. I even at one point wanted to do like Mako Island theme from Just Add Water, like the H2O series, or even just regular Mako Mermaids. I know there's a big tussle between the two shows. I personally loved both. I was very much a mermaid fairy. Obviously, I was a very fantasy-based girl growing up. But this was just definitely a cool seed that I loved, and I definitely wanted to share for anybody who would want to build something with it, because it got my creative brain going, and I hope I can share this with somebody else and their creative brain also continue to grow with this. And you can do it by yourself or with friends again, whatever you want to do. There's even this little like crater in the mountain up here somebody could build something in. You could build a ship out in the cove, and like I said earlier, play on the Neverland theme and do like Captain Hook and the mermaids, do like a once upon a time thing instead of the actual Disney version. And by once upon a time, I mean like the ABC series, not Disney. But I just wanted to share this one because this was honestly a personal favorite of mine and one of the first ones that I ever came across. Alright, last but not meant to be least is one called Ice Tears. This was one I found on Pinterest, I believe. It's a pretty simple seed, and there's not much to it. It's just, I mean, it's kind of like the description shows, Ice Tears. There's this giant mountain that's like really beaten up, honestly. Obviously, a lot of chunks were taken out of it, but you can kind of see there, it looks like ice chains because the water froze when coming down, but then there's also water down below. So obviously Minecraft rules don't necessarily apply to real life, but this you can do if you want to do like some sort of medieval like frozen Elsa, build an ice castle over there, or build something underneath the mountain. You can even do something with anything that has ice element in it. Off the top of my head, I can think of Ninjago. You know, be the ice ninja. Whatever you want to do. But this was just something that was kind of cool that you can definitely do some really cool ideas with, if that makes sense. But it definitely was something that caught my eye, and I figured I'd share because, I don't know, it was just cool. I thought it was cool. Thought it was cool enough to share. Alright, you guys, that's it for this video. Those are the next 4 seeds in this little series. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like.